a snorkel because you're gonna be drowning so much pussy out this episode.
This is gonna be a good.
Is that a tuna boat? No, that's just Joel going.
All right.
There we are. Let's crack it.
Let's crack it. Oh yeah.
So this is exciting.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for having me on.
I think you're our third, fourth guest.
Oh, really? Well, either way, I'm honored.
Real guest.
Yeah.
He's our first real guest because everybody else they would.
We're doing something real.
Yeah. We're doing something real this time, so it's pretty cool. So,
we touched on the end of last episode a little bit, a tiny bit.
I've done a lot of virtual podcasts with a lot of people. So, my very first one was December of last year on this project.
Awesome.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
how long has this project been in the works?
Man, I've been full time on it basically since 2022, end of 2021.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, and then really went hardcore on it December of 22. Right, I guess it's part time 2022.
So you're coming up on a full time 2 years old.
Yeah, pretty much. And December of 2023, I created my own crypto token.
Oh, really?
So
What's that called?
It's called TRND Trend.
Cool. Okay.
That's cool.
And it's an altcoin under Ethereum.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not in like Coinbase or anything like that, but I'm hoping that we get a top 100 token. I don't know if you guys do any trading or anything.
I did. I bought what they call Safe Moon.
Yeah.
That was kind of a horrible buy.
Oh man, it's the cool thing about mine thing is it's a real project, and you know it's got utility behind it, and so I think majority of those crypto coins are just like made up cartoons and stuff.
Yeah.
So I apologize. We got to introduce you.
Oh,
Do you want
okay.
to say your full name or how you want to go about it?
Yeah, I'm Joel Utterstrom from Trend, and we're a short form video platform and video and e-commerce platform.
So this will be a competitor to like YouTube Shorts, TikTok kind of thing.
Directly to TikTok.
Okay.
I feel like we can get into that, but I feel like YouTube kind of came late. They don't really have e-commerce tied to it. They are trying to do more.
Yeah.
They don't have live commerce, and live commerce is like going gangbusters in Asia.
Okay.
It's huge in Asia. Almost like in China. China's e-commerce business is larger or about the same size as Amazon, all of Amazon worldwide.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
That's insane.
yeah, I mean, I think if TikTok when TikTok gets banned here,
They're sure
they
trying.
don't care because they have there's so much money going in. I mean, 2/3 of their money is in China.
So what made you? So I can understand. What made you wake up and decide I'm going to do this? Like today's the day. A couple of years ago.
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy thing, right? So I'm just in bed. I sleep. I have this dream. I have this like massive dream that's like so real, like so vivid. And I was sitting there with my buddy waiting for a wire to come in. And it was just like so much money that came in. And then I was like, I'm completely out of debt.
Yeah.
And,
Isn't that the dream?
yeah. And I woke up and, I told my ex-wife, and she didn't believe me what I was talking about. And, that was in 2019, actually. And I think in 2019, I think was the first time they tried to ban TikTok.
Yeah.
And I went through a divorce in 2020. and then you know, kind of trying to find myself. I went down to Vegas at like there's always conferences in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
So you know, I'm trying to figure out. I'm a programmer. I have a company called WP Concierge right now.
Okay.
And I've kind of been letting it go because I'm doing this full time. And you guys can just tell me when to stop, but
No.
I got stories.
No, I
No,
like it.
I love it.
This is about everybody getting to know you.
Yeah.
And the story behind the app. And who
Yeah,
you are.
and I went to Vegas, and this guy, he's like, I was running some ads, you know, for like WordPress work,
Mhm.
and this influencer called me. It's like, hey, do you know WordPress? Blah blah blah, and I said, yeah, and then we never spoke again, right? And his buddy at this conference was like the keynote speaker, Billy Jean, and so this guy Vince Reed came to the conference with him to kind of get out of the rat race of things.
Yeah.
And so I kind of said, hey, you know, Vince, like we were in the Caesar Palace, I think, or I don't know where it was. I think I was in one of the food courts in Caesars or in Vegas somewhere after the conference, right? He's walking there with Billy Jean, and I was like, hey, you Vince Reed? You know, everyone is usually just trying to look for Billy Jean and say a bit like, and so he was a little startled because I remember this guy.
Yeah.
And so we started talking, and he had me start working on this project. He promised me 10% of the business, and it was kind of a video idea. Where it had like these lead form pop-ups on the video, and he was a big lead guy, and he was really just super hard to work for.
Okay.
And I don't know if he needs a lot of therapy or something. And so
I was like, whoa.
yeah, maybe he'll see this. I don't care. Sue me, you know.
Not
Gotcha,
really.
bitch.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. But I like endured his beratement for like 8 months or something like
Oh,
that.
wow.
And then he never filed the papers for 10%, you know.
Mm.
And I'm here not getting paid jack shit, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, he paid for some helpers and stuff like that, but I didn't have any profit or any margin in that. And so I was just like, you know, I'm spent, and you know, just kind of fell apart.
Yeah.
And then so we had this base of code. I kept some stuff, and I realized that, you know, I had to rewrite the whole thing anyways.
Yep.
So we just we rewrote the whole thing. But then we started working on the front end. We started working on the app.
Okay.
And, you know, I never got that far with him. But I've never really told anybody that story, part of the story, you know?
Yeah.
So we'll see how that gets out.
Yeah.
So do we have a
Editor? No.
No, it's fine. Get it out there, guys. Let's get some subscribers.
I got a couple questions. So
Yeah.
so we're in Utah now. Are you from Utah? Are you from here?
So originally I'm from Spokane, Washington.
Awesome.
I grew up, went to high school up north in Spokane. So kind of a conservative area. Grew up pretty conservative. I think I spent a lot of summers up in my neighbor's ranch.
Awesome.
And there's nothing like just chilling on a porch and listening to the crickets. You know, not any houses around, nobody around.
Yeah.
In the country, it's nice, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Until you find that kid with the banjo playing.
Yeah.
Like you need to run.
When you
At that
can't
point,
see him and you
Yeah.
can hear him, that's when you gotta be worried.
yeah.
But did you go to college? In college?
Yeah, I went to a Mormon mission in Guatemala
Oh wow.
Nice.
first, and then came back. Went to Rick's College for 2 semesters, 1 year.
Okay.
Came back home, got admitted into BYU under mechanical engineering.
Okay.
And so then the internet started. This was in 1999.
Back in Nam.
Yeah, back in Nam.
Yeah.
And the internet came out, right? And I was introduced to the internet really at Rick's College.
Okay.
This guy came in selling something on the internet, you know.
Yeah.
Who knows what it was? I didn't even remember. And so after Rick's, I went home and I built my mom's a store for my mom, an online store. She sells herbs. She's an herbologist. So kind of a natural healer type of thing, you
Awesome.
know. And that's kind of what I got into it, you know, with the computer stuff. I was actually afraid of computers.
Really?
Yeah, back in the day, before my mission. And when I came home, you know, eBay was starting. There's all sorts of stuff just starting.
Yeah.
And I actually would like buy some software on eBay and sell it locally. Just all sorts of crazy stuff, you know.
Yeah.
That I've done over the years. So my crypto group, they call me Grandpa Alpha Dev because you know I've been around so long, working, you know, building stuff, doing stuff online.
Yeah.
That I'm now the alpha.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I like it. I like it.
Alpha. Grandpa Alpha.
Grandpa Alpha Dev.
That's pretty cool.
So with the app that you've created,
Yeah.
and that you're finishing up and stuff, is
Yeah.
it available yet to download? Or are you still in that?
This Friday, the 30th, we're
Oh,
trying
wow.
to. Yeah,
And it's called Trending?
Trend. Just
Trend.
Just Trend.
Just Trend.
Okay.
We have trend.app, app.
Okay.
And I
We'll
think
throw that
the
up.
label is going to be Trend to Pin, like, because there's a lot of trends. If you just go in and search right now, there's a lot of trends. But what they do with all the trends, you have it under your company, you know.
Okay.
Because trend's kind of a word that isn't. Well, I think one guy, there's some company that has it. I don't know what the rules are. We won't worry about that.
We're not.
Once you get your
super-
first lawsuit, you know you made it big.
Yeah.
That's all you know, right? You're
Yeah.
like, I want some of that shit.
Yep. And so,
I need a spray bottle.
That's what I'm saying. Well, I'm just saying, like, right, you make it big, and people are like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we talked the other day, and we're like, okay, if you won the lottery, I'm like, okay, I go dark. I go dark for like 2 weeks.
Wouldn't tell no one.
Wouldn't tell anyone, because the second you say, hey, I just won 600 million in the lottery, like, there's friends that you didn't even know you had coming up. So I don't know,
Oh, yeah.
you know what I mean? And they're like,
So
I want some of that.
let me ask you this: if this app takes off, and
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry. I had a burp.
if this app were to take off, right,
yeah,
and let's just say you hit it big,
yeah.
right? What would you do with the money? What would you do from here?
Well, you know, the goal is to get. I have 9 brothers and sisters. Well, there's 9 of us all together.
Can I ask? Sorry, can I piggyback real quick?
Yeah,
Did you grow up LDS?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I actually still go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy church. I'm not a card carrying guy.
Gotcha.
But I do enjoy it. I just have some vices, you know.
Everybody does. We're all
Yeah.
human.
So
What do you mean?
Yeah. Although we did pinky up too.
You gotta have the pinky up.
Pinky up.
Well, this is exciting, man. I think it's cool. I think it takes a lot of cojones to actually take the jump like you've done, and that you put so much time and energy. It's kind of like a baby. You got your own little baby. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I mean, look at what you guys are doing here, right? You just got this podcast here, and it just starts with 3 subscribers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And one of the first ones is my mom.
yeah. So I'm talking about
up?
Nobody else believes in you. You know, just call your mom.
Yeah.
She's always there. She had subscribed already. No, she's like, what is this shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom, she does love me.
That's awesome.
She can be hard, but she does love me. So I was saying I want to give each of my siblings $10 million.
Oh wow.
That's
That'd
the
be cool.
goal.
That'd be cool.
And then they're good. They're
Yeah.
all because they're all very responsible with money and stuff. So they can. I'm sure they'll all retire off of that.
Is there like a dream place you'd go?
Well, I'd like to retire in Naples, Florida. I guess because I'm a grandpa.
Yeah.
Naples, Florida is kind of.
You want your own flamingos out there.
Yeah. Naples, Florida is an interesting place, right, in the U.S. It's like one of the it's like non-white trash Mar-a-Lago, you know.
Oh yeah, we touched
Yeah.
on that for a while.
Yeah, so you got Mar-a-Lago on the east side, and you have Naples on the west side, and that like that's where the real money is.
Yeah.
And they've got some pretty amazing stuff there, and it's I've actually kind of an interesting story is I had a digital marketing company with a buddy that lived in Naples.
Okay.
You know, I went down there like 3 times in a year once, trying to get that going, and I had some other partners in it that didn't work out, you know, but it's such a chill place, like.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, we'd be playing pickleball for the rest of our lives.
Oh
just
my gosh.
No.
all in the nice weather, you know.
I've only been to Florida once.
Yeah.
And it was on my honeymoon with my ex-wife.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, man, I fell in love with Florida. I
Oh,
heard
it's fun.
we have a segment on the show, right?
Yeah.
And it's called Florida Man.
Florida man, yeah.
Where we would just
Yeah.
share stories about like we had one where a guy got in a fight with his girlfriend and bit the head off her pet snake. And then another guy threw an alligator on her roof.
Yeah.
You know? And then one guy pulled a gun over not getting cream cheese
Yeah.
at Starbucks. Like you can't make this up.
Yeah.
It's like a server.
But there's
It's so weird, huh?
I absolutely love touching on Florida a little bit, like Key West.
Yeah.
Like I fell in love with like it was just such a cool place, and so was I mean there's a couple different. We actually lived in Florida when I was a kid,
Oh yeah.
Tampa Bay, and I don't remember right like I was families from Texas.
That's what made you a Bucks fan, right?
Yeah, no, and and so like families from Texas. I was born in Minnesota, crazy weather change, right? Then we go to Florida, right? Remember it, the pool, and then Utah. But like, I love Florida. I love the humidity because you get this dry weather here. It's great. Like Utah's beautiful, but
I hate
the
it for my
weather
lips,
was like
man. My skin.
and you're just like, ugh. And you're like,
Yeah.
and you go out there and like immediately as soon as Timu got off the plane,
Yeah.
right? Like her sandpaper hands from all those years in
Yeah.
working, right?
Yeah.
Making shoes.
So
Actually, it was like her hands were soft again.
so to catch you up,
Mhm.
his wife, he bought off Timu.
We're
We're sponsored by Timu. So
Oh yeah.
he
That's
got him
great.
as a package.
Mhm.
So the other ones are working in the local factory in
Oh,
massage
that's great.
parlor. But it's cool because we have a code for Timu RMA.
Yeah.
So if anybody's listening, you want to check it out.
And they're actually what they do is they're working in the factory where we actually do Black Widow web
Yeah,
clothing.
Yeah.
So it's made out of Black Widow web.
Oh wow.
it's something. It's something. Yeah, sales aren't doing very good, but
Yeah.
but they're fed. They're okay.
Speaking of Black Widows, I go out yesterday. So I have to tell you, this. She's grounded right now. I'll tell you why. Because I go out yesterday. I'm on the phone. I open up trash, throw in this trash bag, and there's this big ass Black Widow in the trash can, right? And I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck? And so I come in, and I'm telling Rose about it, and she's like, yeah, is that what that was? Because I saw that. I'm like, so you just wanted me to go out there and die?
Oh,
like you knew there's a Black Widow in the trash.
She sent you to the front lines.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
she was like, oh, you mean? And of course the spider's this big,
Yeah.
right? So
Now he goes out with helmet, body armor.
Oh yeah. So like and I go out today, and there's another big spider.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is? So we must eat some delicious food because they're all in our trash.
I really think I get it, but like at the same time, Charlotte's got to eat.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Charlotte's Web.
That's right. Do you have any kids, Joel?
Yeah, I've got 2 kids, Betty and Edwin, 14 and 10.
Oh wow, so you still have some pretty young kids.
Yeah. I guess I started later. I think that was
How old are you?
48.
Okay. Well, that's not too bad.
No, they call me the grandpa.
Yeah. Well, when you said that, I thought maybe you were an actual grandpa.
No,
You know what I
grandpa.
mean?
No, I date grandmas, but
We
Yeah.
like to call them gilfs around
Yeah.
here.
yeah. Oh yeah. You got some gilfs.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to date them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They need love too.
So we were talking last pod.
Yeah.
Did my first pickleball tournament. You were there.
Oh, it's beautiful.
How'd you do?
I think we got in 4th.
Okay. I think I was in 6th. My partner had to leave halfway through, and then I had to sub a new partner.
Yeah, that was a tough thing when we had that one guy not showing, you know.
Yeah. It just
and then-
sucks because like
Anita had to go, but that wasn't anything she couldn't get out of, you know.
yeah, absolutely.
So she had to
Well,
take care of
family
the
comes
children.
first. Huh?
Yeah.
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 Well, and it sucks because that's the first time I met her, and we were
She's super
starting
cool.
to get rhythm,
Yeah.
and then I had a new partner. I was like, just wait.
Yeah, I think did you end up with that Kelsey girl or something?
Clarissa.
Clarissa,
Stephanie's friend.
Stephanie was saying that she's not going to come back.
Oh really? Oh no.
She started telling us her backstory.
Oh
She's a little hootie tootie.
really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
So
I
that's
kind of liked
okay.
her. I was like, she needs to come back. But Stephanie,
She's 29. She's within the range.
that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Stephanie.
but her husband had an autoimmune deficiency or something like that.
Oh wow.
So she divorced him. She's
No.
like,
Oh.
I don't wanna deal with
I
this.
thought I heard auto tune.
Auto-tune. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
always he's always doing that all day long, right? Like, could you imagine?
Yeah.
It'd get old quick for sure. For sure.
So, yeah, I mean, that was a great time.
Oh yeah.
So we all met pickleball. So there's a place,
Yeah.
Sandy,
we kind of got drafted into the group.
and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden everyone's just like,
Allison.
"Yep, there's definitely a ringleader."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Allison, she started dreaming about you guys every night.
yeah,
In the chat, she's like, "Where's Preston? Where's Trey?" I got this soap. What is it? The Spartan.
Yeah.
The Spartan soap online. You know, I always buy these. The video shoppable stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm doing. Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I like this. Dang, and then it's at my door. But they always subscribe okay, what's the middle age products that we can get this guy to
Oh
make
yeah,
him
the
feel like he
analytics
looks
have
good.
you figured out for sure.
Yeah. And so it's a soap that turns your grays into your natural hair color.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's working.
yeah. Well, fun fact, like I had a subscription, like to
Box subscriptions.
like every month I'd have Just for Men come to my door.
Oh
Right?
wow, yeah.
Yeah.
The dye
Yeah.
sickos and like
Oh, you swung both ways. Wow.
and so like because I'm like that's all I got left, right? Because like I'm bald as shit. Like it's like I have no hair.
You are.
I can't do anything cool.
The
with it.
audience doesn't know that show. You're
yeah,
gonna mess up your hair.
Oh,
So I have
so I got the
have
shit out of it.
yeah, I have one of the I don't know what it's called right now. But it's one of those helmets you put it on and it grows your hair back.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's a laser,
It's called the Chia Pet.
Yeah. So all it's done really is taking the stuff that wasn't dead
Yeah.
and just let it grow out.
My brother always had
but-
this gnarly like horseshoe on his head
Yeah.
from the time he was like 25.
Oh,
He
yeah.
couldn't
Yeah.
grow hair other than
Oh,
the
wow.
back and over his ears.
But I think that my bigger bald spot has gotten big or smaller actually.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad at all.
Yeah, so I mean that's
What
been a
about mine?
year of
Yours is
doing it
pretty good.
every.
Yeah,
I think
maybe
it's-
get some more of that shine.
Well, it's funny. So like, I get a haircut. I'm probably 20 something years old. I get a haircut. And, you know, like you get that fresh cut. And you're like, you feel good. I'm like, what do you guys see? And my one buddy goes, it's great except for that bald spot in the back.
Oh,
And I was like,
oh, shit.
What? And then I just shaved it, right? So
Yeah.
and that's why I like having a beard for the most part. I mean, is because that's all you got left, right? So like, you go to I could go to the barber. We'll talk about it when you're. Let's wait till you get to your 40s. And
I'm
like,
not gonna lie, yeah.
I see those widow peaks. And
Oh,
shit.
yeah. I will not even lie to you. The moment I get any kind of balding or stuff like that, I'll go. I have no problem going completely bald.
He looks like Gallagher, right? Like if you take off his hat, like he's just got the curly hair right here.
Yeah. There's actually nothing right here. You only see me with a hat. Yeah.
I used to have dreams about it. Like it was funny is because like when you start going bald and you're bald, right? And you're like you have dreams where you're like hanging your head out the window and you're like flicking your hair and shit. Like those are like you literally have dreams that you're brushing your hair, right?
You're like a dog.
Yeah.
You're just head out the window.
Oh, yeah, you're like, "Ooh, this is so great!" Like you're in a Jeep, right at the
Yeah.
top. You're like, "Hi guys."
I think
so
there's
cool."
a part in Brave, that movie Brave.
Yeah.
Where he's the guy's like, oh my Goldilocks hair. So, yeah. Right, we can tag all sorts of stuff in this video.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Also, let's take a second. Shout out the cameraman Casper.
Casper,
Yep.
I hope you're enjoying this video today.
Yeah, yeah.
Please don't shut it off.
Don't
Yeah.
shut it off today.
Crack a beer, you're starting to shake. we pay him in White Claws. That's how we pay him. Yeah,
Must be a sicko.
they go right through him. Yeah.
Right to him.
You like White Claws?
They're just easy, and I don't
Yeah.
feel like I love those, and Twisted Teas were kind of
Oh,
like
you like these?
yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah, especially when I'm camping.
Yeah.
I like or I'm not gonna lie, I go super white trash with the Coors Banquet.
Yeah,
Whenever
I
I
know,
can.
I've never gotten to wine or beer.
I love wine. I
Wine's-
love red
well, it
wine.
depends on the
The only
red
thing
wine
I
gives
like
you
to drink
shitty hangover.
is bourbon and these.
I don't get hungover yet. I'm so much.
Yeah,
wine.
it's bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, it takes a.
I'm scared for the day that it comes because I
Oh.
feel like it's just gonna be like a brick wall out of nowhere.
It literally hits you. One day you're like, you get out of bed, you're like, well, everything's great, and then like you hit a certain age, and you're stretching to get out of bed because you don't want to break your hip. Like it's
Well,
horrible.
Yesterday was the first day we were playing pickleball, and I go for a swing, and my arm pops and just goes numb.
Mhm.
And I was talking to
That was
you
yesterday.
That was yesterday. And you were giving me crap. Like, ooh, you stretch. Ooh.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to my dad, and he goes, well, you should probably stretch. I was like, oh, I'm getting old. No.
Almost 30.
Yeah. No.
And these girls, when they hit 30 too, they get all like, whoa. Oh, it's getting serious.
Oh, no. I'm not ready for that part yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's young.
Oh, no.
But if I could become a billionaire by 50, I'd be happy.
Oh, that'd be great.
How's that?
I think you got a pretty good shot
Oh,
with
yeah.
this app. It sounds pretty cool. And
Yeah.
You showed us a little bit of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's on here right now. So, I mean, you can take
So
it
is
out.
this like the beta basically of it?
Yeah,
Is
this
that
is
how
the
you
beta.
call it?
Yeah.
We have history in the making because we're gonna be the first.
The first unofficial, the first non-crypto
Yeah,
podcast. How's that?
that's pretty cool.
So can I download?
But really, I think this is the first app that really just focuses our first podcast that really focuses on the app.
Well, this is
Yeah.
cool. So this is very similar
Don't
to
wanna-
TikTok.
didn't mean to let you down.
Yeah.
This is super easy to use.
But you know what happened today when I was talking to the chin lady. is I hope people like it. Is kind of the stuff that I've been doing the last year or so in crypto, trying to explain this project.
Yeah.
And why we're doing it, is it really helped me talking to her. So she just got into it today.
Yeah.
I just called her, and she's like, "Tell me what's going on,"
So this is so the audience knows this is a mutual hookup through him.
Yeah.
So
right?
Local. Yeah, go ahead and explain it.
I get
An epiphany.
it's amazing that you don't see 14 whiteboards up here with a marker and like
Well, there's a couple for
Yeah.
sure.
Like,
Yeah.
I did that on
I just got 4 things over here. I just gotta realize.
You keep
But it's like-
yourself- yeah.
So I'm just doing these ideas, and so like I get this idea, and I was like, shit, well, like we could, like I reached out to a couple people, and I was like, my buddy's got this idea. I think I got a story for you. Are you interested? She's like, sure, right? And so, like she just
She was
worked out.
totally open. Yeah, she was totally open today.
It's pretty cool that like people are like, yeah, like that's what I kind of like about.
Well, I'll tell you, like, there's a couple things, right? It made me really mad, like really mad. Like, you have Mr. Wonderful, you have that Steven Newcham guy that he's super. He's probably the most. You just look at it, like, he's the most country club guy, right?
Yeah.
And he has all this money. All these guys with all this money, like, started doing, I'm gonna buy it, blah blah blah. We'll make, TikTok doesn't want to sell the algorithm. Like, we'll recreate the algorithm,
Mm.
But I'm like, why not just do one from America?
Yeah.
And so that's why I kind of went into my backstory of living out in the country in Spokane, is because there's something great about our country that you can just chill,
Oh yeah.
And you're free here,
Well,
and free to have ideas. And
The American dream is still alive.
it's still
And that's
alive.
one
We got to
thing you're
keep it
showing
alive
right
too,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's totally cool that, and it's cool that you had an idea and you went with it and you just did it.
You
right?
took the jump.
Yeah.
A lot of people will talk and talk and talk, and
Yeah.
you actually took the jump, and you're putting the work in, man.
That's pretty cool because there's a lot of. We've been talking about a podcast since
2020.
2020, 2019, 20.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yep.
And so we're like, let's just do it. And so like our first podcast we do was the same. Like it was like the videos going in and out. And we're like, you know
The
what I mean?
audio sucked.
The audio
Yeah.
sucks.
We had a hater who let us know the audio sucked. So we bought these fancy mics,
Yeah.
right?
It's super fancy. And like it was just like
Woo.
we're like we just got to do it. So it's just like that mentality is like that's hard to find, and it's like that's pretty cool to just to do something.
I agree, and I think it's important for.
My brother shared this story.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
When I was a kid, I sat in like a bucket of pneumonia, bare butt,
Oh no.
and I was just like enduring it. And that's kind of like what this has been, right?
Oh yeah.
You're just trying to you got no money, you got you just like this thing's gonna work, and you just keep going no matter what, right? And that's what you guys are doing too. And I think that's what small business owners, that's what Americans do, is that we just keep going no matter what, and we innovate and we figure out problems, and it's pretty cool, right?
Oh yeah.
That's the way we're wired.
Yeah.
Almost, right. It's that idea of it. I mean, it's cool because if you don't, if you can't, and you constantly live in the idea of fear, you're never gonna really go anywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
So I had this business called Varango Media. I've done a lot of crap. Grandpa Dev. Right?
Yeah.
Grandpa Dev's got to tell you a story.
We're back in Knob.
Back in my day.
Back in my day.
So what's interesting is like my buddy came in and was like, got this great idea, and you know what the idea was? Twitter.
Oh,
And but the thing is, we had so many ideas back then. We're just like doing all this stuff, but our main thing was Vericart, which was the first hosted shopping cart pre Shopify. Like we were bigger than Shopify at the time. But that's the other thing is like I wish I learned a lot from that, business skills wise and whatnot. But to tell you a story on that, when we were just getting started with it, there was these RFPs in Arizona.
I'm sorry. What's a RFP?
Request for proposal.
Okay.
And it was for a Mesa School District donation system, online donation system, and so they were kind of in Arizona. You can give up to $400 to a school district. That is, you can write it off, right? It's pretty a cool thing.
yeah.
And so it helps out the school district and everything like that. And so our system, when was all about online donations for that amount. It was a very specific system that they needed. So my buddy that had all these creative ideas all the time about Twitter and stuff is he came down to Arizona. We have like $50, and gas was a lot cheaper back then. But we go down there. We don't have
Under $1.
We don't have a place to stay or anything like that, and we're like up all night. We go to the meeting, and like there's these dev shops that they're making millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And we go in there and start listening to all their requests and everything like that. And then but that night, like, we hadn't slept at all. We didn't have a place to sleep, right? And there was like at 3 a.m. I'm like, I gotta find a place to sleep. And so I went to this motel, and it was one of these sketchy motels.
Yeah.
And I knocked on the door, and I was thinking it's like 24-hour day type of thing. She's like, go away. And I woke her up from the back, And so it was an RFP.
You want
so,
2 hours? Go away.
Yeah, pretty much what it was. And so the next day we go to this meeting down there in Mesa, and so we need gas money to get back, but we had like $15. So we went over to Walmart, and there was like a gas shortage or something crazy in Arizona that day, right? And there was long lines to gas. And so what we did is we got like 2 24 packs of like water and water, soda, and stuff like that. And so we went up and down the gas lines, and we bought a cooler, we bought ice, and it was like not $50, but it was like $20 or something, right, for all this. And then we just started selling it.
That's pretty cool.
And then we got the gas money, and drove back up to Utah, but I think like people, if there's a will, there's a way.
Oh yeah, I completely agree.
And you just have to keep going and not be scared.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you can be a little nervous, but like
Yeah.
if you just grab it and you go, that's what's so cool. Like you hear about all these people who made it and come out of all these areas, right?
Yeah.
All these rough situations.
Yeah.
And they believed, they took a jump.
Yep.
Fail or succeed, they're gonna go.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what I've really liked about your app. Is I think you picked the perfect time for this to go live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With what's going on with TikTok and everything going on where they're trying to ban it.
Yeah.
All the spy stuff, like that's not a conspiracy, that's real life.
It's
right?
real life.
Like this is something that our kids this is stuff that our kids could potentially be reading in a history book. Or our grandkids, right? Like we are living it.
Yeah.
And
Grandma, is this you on TikTok?
Grandma, why were you twerking? Well, that's how I got your dad. Or grandpa.
There's what is that show? Like, your mama used to be a hoe, now she shops at Costco.
Now they just go to Target.
Yeah,
You shut your mouth. It's always been Costco.
It's always been
no.
Costco.
I feel like I love Costco.
Yeah.
Do you want to shout out our sponsor for the episode?
Skull Mint pouches. It's actually the old can. They have a 90-year anniversary of killing people with cancer.
As you put one in your
Hell yeah. Hot too.
Heck yeah, brother.
Let's talk to him, guys, over here. What
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, that's awesome, dude.
I was telling Trey that we did a pod. I was telling him how AOL used to be $3 an hour.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And it was like, I was telling him like, so you're obviously being single, he's gonna be a billionaire. So,
Yeah.
So
He's single, ladies.
but
Put his
like,
socials up.
like I was saying, like with AOL and like when people,
That's just so
it's sort of like I was telling him like people used to like describe themselves back in the day, right?
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh yeah, I'm 5'10", brown hair,
athletic.
and you were like, sounds hot, right? Like that's how it was back in the day. And he's just like, what?
Like now, guys just send dick pics.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you just straight.
I was
up
like,
said-
you know what someone looks like in seconds, right? But back then, like
Yeah.
it took, like I said, 6-7 hours to download some shit.
Oh yeah. No, well, we built a whole messenger app in the system. It's like the first messenger app I've ever built.
This
I think
is
it's
part
pretty
of this is
cool.
part of trend.
Yeah. I'm just like,
How
I wonder-
much?
I wonder if we should have you like screen record it and share it.
Yeah, we
so
can-
we
we
can
can
put
do
it
that
up
and
when
put
we
it
talk
in
about it.
yeah, for sure.
Because I overlay it a lot. I do a lot. Of
Yeah,
overlay.
let's do it. But like, I've never built a messenger app, right? And we're gonna add some more stuff, but like I can just chat with these users and everything. This guy's in Italy.
He's not asking you for money, is he?
No, he's,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I know, right? The cool thing is
Send some olive oil.
the cool thing about this crypto, right? Like
Send a bottle of wine and some olive oil.
the crypto guys, they have so much like PTSD from projects because like these projects just come and go, right? But the crazy thing is like one day I was like listening to Bloomberg News. I love Bloomberg News because it's
Okay.
Uh,
We're
it's a grandpa thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my dream is to be interviewed on one of the segments on there, right?
Oh, we're gonna get you there.
Yeah, we'll get you there.
I'm his new PR.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't worry about it.
But so you guys know the email.
They were talking about like crypto for as a way to like fund your business,
Yeah.
But it's pretty tough. I think you can do it, but you have to really know what you're doing. I mean, I went in there, launched this first token ever, and it was a rough start.
Yeah.
But I think right now it's like at almost a couple million.
So I gotta be honest with you.
Really?
I'm extremely uneducated on anything
In
crypto.
crypto. Yeah, most
I've
people are.
never-
Okay, so we're gonna do a
Never
crypto
invested
episode.
a minute
Yeah,
of
we
my
should
time.
do.
We're gonna bring
Or
we're
my
gonna bring
money.
we're gonna bring J Dog back, right?
Well, we are.
But like I got into crypto too late. I wish I would. Like if I could go back in time, I would have bought into Bitcoin years ago.
No, I wish I bought in.
And like I would just like, and I wish like because it was a new. There's something that comes around.
There's my.
That scares me. To be honest with you, the idea of not being able to physically see it scares me.
Yeah,
But
but you
for
can't
like
see
an
it anyways.
For like an altcoin, I'm doing pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
This is the trend. What?
Yeah,
It's,
but ETH just keeps taking a dump.
Oh, you good?
yeah, but it goes up and down, right?
Yeah, and so
That's gonna
but
be
the
higher.
the altcoins.
So I'll have you like.
So that's
screenshot
like
this so you can text it to us.
1.77 million, right?
Everybody can see this, right? Like it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can. I'll
Have you text it to us.
Coin
just-
market.
Just so I can
you go to-
overlay it, because you never know.
Yeah.
I mean, one day we might get some traction, right?
Right. No, you guys are gonna get some traction.
I dumped
We're talking about Billie Jean on here.
Oh, yeah.
Billie Jean, not my lover. Oh,
Man, he, I mean, that guy spends a lot of money on advertising every month.
Don't see your it's copyrighted.
Oh, who cares?
he's dead. He's dead. He's dead.
we got
Casper, you can do it.
Oh,
Casper left.
we got our first copyright strike.
Oh yeah,
it was
actually in real life.
It was for non. I have an app I use that gives us music that's not copyrighted,
Oh, yeah.
and I upload it to YouTube, and I got a strike for copyright. And I was like, the app I'm using it's literally.
Yeah, did you find it?
You should see that.
I
Did you?
took down the video, scrubbed the music, and just did it raw.
Read it, yeah.
It was when we went to Mar-a-Lago and we were playing Papa.
Oh,
which is actually Mulligan.
Did you guys-
on-
oh, yeah.
That's
awesome.
Yeah. I was telling the audience, I was like, Trump's family threw us in.
Oh yeah,
That's so awesome.
This is so new. Like one thing I try to remind him is like people, like yes, we have the people that know us, but there's a lot of people who aren't gonna know us. So
Yeah.
that's why it's important to do. Like we've done a golf. Like my first time golfing,
Yeah.
he took me,
Yeah.
and we vlogged it a little bit.
Yeah.
Because people need to know who we are.
Yeah.
And that this is who we are. We're not putting on a persona or whatever, right? So that's why it's cool for you with this app coming out
Yeah.
for people to get a deep dive into who you are,
Oh, yeah.
what you're about. You know what I mean? Because I'm one of those
I
guys.
got a
like,
lot of stories.
Oh,
if
Yeah,
I
I've
can
got
get
stories.
behind you, man,
Yeah.
like I'll always be behind you.
I
You know what I
appreciate
mean?
that.
So
I'm behind you guys.
it's one of those things where people need to know who you are, and look at how much people care when they do know who you are. How much
Yeah.
more interested and they're willing
Yeah.
to invest and give you the opportunity.
Well, I think like this crypto community, right? I've been almost 9 months or 9 months now, essentially getting to know those guys, and I'm just like grinding and
Yeah.
grinding and grinding. So now they trust me a bit more, you know. They're still a little skeptical because they've been rugged so many times,
Oh
right?
yeah.
It's
Well,
just terrible.
on both sides though,
Right.
You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's like I want to be the guy that has the Lamborghini, right?
Right.
Like you know what I mean? Like you get these guys that do some crypto.
Well,
And-
Andrew Tate, you know, he goes in and he taught people how to rug essentially. It's like, hey, make this coin, rug people, and you got
Yeah.
40 grand, you know, and he taught people how to do that, and
Yeah.
I love how hard
it's-
they tried to cancel Andrew Tate.
yeah,
Like they tried so hard.
they just tried so hard, and then all he did was he just had all his students repurpose
Yeah.
his content, and
Yeah.
it was unstoppable.
Well, yeah, it's kind of
I wonder like how like you always see him on these different podcasts, but I just wonder if it's different sections of his house or something. You know, like he's like in a different room. He's like,
Yeah.
I think blah 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 blah, and then because there's been like one or two,
or whatever the fuck card, right?
yeah.
Well, it's funny. Like he brought up a great point where he's like, if they can't cancel you,
Yeah,
they can't arrest you,
yeah,
they're gonna try to kill you.
yeah,
Like that's like the three things, and you start looking at like
Trump.
whether you're pro Trump
Yeah.
or not,
Yeah.
yeah,
it raises some red flags, right? Because you're like they've tried to arrest him,
yeah,
they've tried to cancel him, he's removed off those platforms, he had to create his own app,
yeah.
and now they tried to kill him. It's like
Yeah.
at what point can you look in the mirror and be like, okay, this is
Okay,
like,
something's going on, right?
yeah. Well, it's
But
kind of
it's really just powerful people that just know, they're just trying to get their way.
Yeah.
But you know what it all is the military complex.
yeah.
100%.
Why
Like,
is there a laser on you guys? I'm out.
I'm actually wearing a pro military complex shirt.
well,
Oh no.
like okay, great. We can, but I remember listening to this Biden speech, he's like, yeah, we're, this military, we're going to rebuild our military and it's giving these jobs in Arizona, blah, blah, blah. Like, you can't base your campaign on like, okay, we're going to keep going into war and just to help our economy,
Yeah.
We do have to rebuild our military because we left it all in Afghanistan or whatever, but
Which was sad because
Yeah.
half those kids were from this area.
yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Football.
yeah. What was I trying to say with that? Oh, you want to hear something crazy? That CEO has like 100 kids. He's like worth 12. He's like $12 billion. He's just going around fucking women.
He's just
Like,
like
let's go have some
Genghis
kids.
Kong mentality.
Well, I told this to Trey a while back, and I said, you know, Trey, when I was younger, I said I was going to have kids with 3 different women, and whoever I had the cutest kids with, I'd marry her.
That's what you said?
Like, I was just like, I don't know where that
Came from.
But 100 kids.
Now you have a Timu life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
team.
Yeah. Which is cheaper. Cheaper for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And instead of having kids, he just bought their siblings.
She's
Make them
literally-
editors.
Yeah.
She's gonna stab me.
Put the knife down. Put the knife down. Our favorite thing
So,
is
You want to hear a crazy story?
yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I was doing web development, you know. So I hired this sales guy, and you know, it just wasn't working out. I like totally fired him, and he got really mad, you know, and he stormed out of the office, and like 6 months later, he ended up taking a snow globe, and he had like a Filipino wife,
Oh
and,
no.
and like smashed her head in
Oh my
with
god.
with the
Holy cow.
with the snow glow thing, like, and just killed her. And he like emailed his friend in back east and said, "Hey, I just killed my wife with the snow glow," and he called the police on him. And he like
Good idea.
got arrested and
Yeah.
everything. And it's just like I don't know, like all these crazy stories, man.
Holy cow.
But
Well-
people are crazy.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
not-
Dude, they're insane.
Yeah.
And it's just it's.
So I just hope that your wife doesn't stab you, and you shouldn't stab her either.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna take the knives away after this episode.
Well, they're from Timu, so they're not sharp.
Yeah. And they break.
Yeah. They're made out of Legos.
Yeah.
You guys want to hear a crazy story on Timu, right?
Absolutely. So, anyways, you were telling us a story.
Crazy
BYU.
story about Timu.
Timu. Yeah, Timu's story was
Oh.
the one I was going to tell you about. And then we can go back to BYU. But Timu has we have a problem right now.
Oh, really?
All the Chinese suppliers are like going to their offices and like you know, doing sit-ins and everything and blocking the door of Timu because people are just like returning stuff and they're taking it out of the supplier, you know, and they're not returning any of the stuff. So they have like these returnless, you know, they get their money back, but they're never getting a product back.
Okay.
And but I mean, everything's super cheap anyways. And so they're all like, "You're giving all this away to the Western government, you know, Western people." It's you'll have to look that story up, but it's pretty interesting. So one thing that we're gonna do with Trend is that you can do returns,
Oh,
but
really?
you have to take it back to like Kohl's or Lowe's,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
and you have to
real stuff.
physically take it back. You don't have to package it up. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool setup. I mean, it's going to cost us like $160,000 a year to do.
But it gives you
Let's
that
get
great
right off.
insurance.
We're
It's
not
a write-off.
Yeah, we're figuring that out still, but that's kind of the thinking I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
It would make me feel like, as a consumer, I'd feel more comfortable in that aspect of it rather than because you can do that literally with Amazon, right?
Yeah, well, Amazon, you know, they had the returnless policy thing too for a while, and now returnless product. I don't know what they call it, right? It's something returnless, and they were losing all sorts of money too, and so now you have to actually physically take the product back. But I think there's a lot of like people that have adopted online and brick and mortar, like they've merged their brick and mortar with online, have been able to survive. But now like Kohl's and stuff are doing these return things, and they're making extra money for just people walking in and returning online crap.
You know, could you imagine?
Yeah.
so we're talking about brick and mortar. So
Yeah.
brick and mortar, like, okay, so imagine Blockbuster.
Yeah.
It's huge, and
They think that they're going to be there forever.
their shit don't stink, right? And so
Yeah.
like, I think it was Redbox. Was it Redbox or Netflix?
Redbox.
Redbox.
is the first one.
So Redbox.
Or
is
no,
a-
Blockbuster, Redbox,
And
right?
and Netflix.
And Netflix came. They were mailing you CDs
Because that was
It's
the
like-
original Netflix plan,
Yeah.
right? Is you would mail it and they'd mail you one
Right
back.
back.
So
Yeah.
they have this idea.
I did. I've been through all of that, right? Grandpa's done it all.
Oh, yeah. So Redbox.
That's the name of our pod. It's gonna be
Redbox.
Redbox.
Not
No.
what you think,
No.
dirty girl. Anyways, so
Grandpa's. What I was gonna
Grandpa
Alphabet.
Grandpa
Grandpa
Redbox.
Alphabet.
say. Yeah.
I get the alphabet there.
And so, like, I think it was Redbox went to Blockbuster and like, hey, here's a new trend, and then Blockbuster was like, no, like,
Yeah.
and so it's like you can't be outdated like that, right?
No.
And so it's kind of throughout the pandemic that we saw a lot of brick and mortar suffered, right? Like there was a lot
Yeah.
of buildings and like people are like, okay, we get more productivity out of people from their own
Mhm.
home because they're comfortable.
Overworked.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like, and so the brick and mortar, like, there's got to be a way to like.
Fox News here or Fox Sports Network.
Let's see who got paid.
I don't know what's going on.
But I agree.
Heisman race has never. I don't know. I don't have my bifocals on.
You're like, do you feel like the older you get, like we're talking about brick and mortar, like
Yeah.
we're brick and mortar. So like,
Yeah.
do you feel like the older you get, like, do you tell people you're like, get off my lawn? Like you're like and like.
Well, like I'm like 48, right? I don't think I'm that old.
Yeah.
But I'm realizing like, okay, well, I'm not like this young entrepreneur anymore at 26. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna start this,
Yeah.
and going all crazy like. But now I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna do trend, and we're gonna do this right.
Yeah.
But you want to hear something like consumer behavior is always changing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Circumstances are always changing. The world's always changing. Tom Bayou, he always says, we live in a world of entropy, right? So it's always dying. So our goal is to always fight entropy, and that you're always like you have to outwork everybody else.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of his thing. And that's a guy that I listen to a lot, that I think is really cool. And I met him at this conference, Vid Summit, last year, and I listened to him talk, and it was a lot of fun. But I talked to him for a second. I told him, I'm going to build this TikTok competitor. And so I'm excited to go back and be like, because this week we'll be out. And then the 3rd is this conference, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to talk to him. But
Is that in Vegas?
no, it's in Dallas.
Oh, great state. Great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But even like all those brands, right? You have to fight so hard against Levi and you have to get into the minds of the consumers.
Yeah.
And so I have to do that same thing with trend.
Yeah.
Right. And the path is like guys like you that are just able to give me a story, time to tell my story, I guess.
Yeah.
And then 2, the name is Trendipend, the company name.
Yeah.
And it started off as Trendipend, and then morphed into Trend only. But the concept, because Trendipend is kind of hard for people that they do app and so there's double meanings, right?
Trend's great.
Yeah, Trend's great, and it's going to catch on great. But one, Trendipend is you're appending to a trend.
Yeah.
And so you take your product and you're appending that product to the trend. And so that's kind of the idea or the content with it. And then 2 is that I didn't actually even realize is trend, app, end. So it was somebody pronounced it that way. Trend is an app to end them all.
Yeah, I like it. I
this.
really like that. Actually,
Yeah.
Okay, we're here, Joel.
Joel,
Great.
I think we need to have another pod with you.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well,
'Cause
we'll have
this
a
is-
follow up, man.
Yeah, this has been so.
when we're
awesome.
like 100, 100 million.
This has been.
Can we
fun.
do it on? Okay, so
We're gonna do it on the private jet.
Here's what
Yeah,
he
absolutely.
already told me. I said, okay,
If we do this, we're doing it on a private jet.
if we do this,
And we'll
you
go
have
to Naples.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna
We'll
be
get on the
Naples.
beach in the beach.
So,
Naples.
so let's tell everybody.
Do we
Joel,
all wear speedos?
No.
That's all I own.
Okay, banana hammocks.
Sure.
They're like, sir, is this all you? Is this your backpack? I'm like, yes. I have a fanny pack, right?
I'm fanny pack.
Joel-
If I ever go to Florida, I have a fanny
Florida
pack.
man.
You know what it's full of? Fanny. It's
Fanny
full
pack.
of banana hammocks because I just
Sure.
said that.
Absolutely. Joel, what is the best 3 ways for them to find you? Do you have a? I mean, we know about Trends, the new app, right?
Yeah.
Trends.app, is that
No,
what it
just
was?
trend dot
Trend.
app app. Trend dot app.
Okay.
And you can go down there, and by the time we're launching this Friday, and this podcast probably be out on Friday. I don't know.
Yeah, it should be out before then.
Yeah.
Before then, but you can go even if the app's not out yet. You can go and register
Yeah.
and get your handle, and then you'll be ready. Right?
And do it because you're going to see RMA, Rocky Mountain
Right.
Aristocrats are going to be on there.
Yeah, Rocky Mountain.
We're going to
Aristocrats.
represent. We're going to put everything
Let me-
we put on everything.
I appreciate
else.
it.
Let me take this though. If you had someone, okay, you have these people that do these apps.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg.
You've heard of
You
it?
have TikTok. You have you have all these people. You never really get to know them before they launch the app.
China.
China.
Sorry.
But what I'm saying is like to actually get
He's like
to
the
meet
44th
someone.
richest person in the world.
Yeah.
Good.
To be the person that like
Founder of TikTok.
to be able to come to a show and just be real and not like a robot is pretty fucking cool. To have a social media app.
Well,
Well,
I appreciate it.
and getting to know you as you
Oh yeah.
would make it easier for me to want to be gung ho on your app. And
Well,
we're
I
gonna,
appreciate you
we
guys.
will every
Let's put all the shorts on there.
yeah,
Oh, hell yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, everything will be linked to it. So everybody,
We're gonna clap.
we're gonna say we love you.
Do
Thanks
we have
for
to do a
watching.
new one?
We're gonna do it this way.
Crack another one.
1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah.
That's
Wait, cheers.
Woo,
Cheers.
cheers. Thanks guys for having me on.
Hell yeah.
We love you guys.
Love you.
Make sure to follow
Thanks.
Joel. Download the
Trend
app.
Pen is my handle. Get on there and then trend.app. Get on there, get an account, download the app, and let's start appending all your content to Trend.
Say your full name one more time.
Joel Otterstrom.
But I didn't tell you one thing.
Oh my
I
gosh.
didn't tell you one thing.
Let's listen. Let's hear it.
So I